Hello guys, welcome to another beautiful question in the series of coding. Today we are going to do the problem which is called kth smallest number in multiplication table. So nearly everyone has used multiplication table and we have a very beautiful question from multiplication table today. Let's see it. So there is a multiplication table of size m cross n and it's an integer matrix. So you are given three integers m, n and k and you have to return the kth smallest element in the m into n multiplication table. Okay. So for example, this is the multiplication table. Let's try to take our own examples to understand. Okay. Let's say we are given a multiplication table of 8 cross 3. Okay. What does that mean? That means you have elements from 8 cross 3. Okay. So let me write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And if I multiply them, right? If I multiply them 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, what will I get? 1 into 1 is 1, 1, 2, 3, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. Okay. I'll just keep multiplying the elements. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9, 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12, 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12, 6 threes are 18, 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14, 7 threes are 21, 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16, 8 threes are 24. So this is our multiplication table, right? We have built the multiplication table. Let me mark it like this. Okay, so this is the multiplication table that we have built. We have multiplied the element. For example, 5 into 2 is 10, so 10 is represented here. Okay, 6 into 3 is 18, so this is represented by 18. Okay, so this is our multiplication table. Now let's say somebody tells you find the element. Okay, find the, let's say, third smallest element. Let's take a simple example. Third smallest element. So what will that be? You will start arranging the numbers, right? See, you will start arranging the numbers. First we are seeing 1 is the smallest, then we have 2 2. Okay, so then we have 3, then we have 3. Okay, so anyway third smallest will come out to be 2. Okay, because first, second, third, right? So third smallest number in this case is 2. Okay, let's say somebody tells you something else. Okay, somebody tells you find the seventh smallest number. So you will again start arranging the elements. First we have 1, then we have 2 times 2. Okay, then we have 3, then we have 2 times 4, then we have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have got the seventh smallest number which is equal to 4. Okay. So this is the logic. Now let's say somebody tells you to find out the first smallest number. So first smallest number is just the smallest number, that is 1. So now we have understood what somebody is asking. Now how do we solve this algorithm? So the simplest, most basic algorithm is sorted, right? Simple, build this entire matrix, right? Build the entire matrix. You have all the numbers, okay? In all the numbers, just sort. What is the problem? Problem is time complexity, right? It will not pass. It will give time limit exceed. You have mn elements, sort it. It will be this much time complexity. This time complexity is bad, okay? It will not pass. You can do something else, right? You can try to use one beautiful thing which is called, okay, min heap, right? You can use min heap. Okay, so basically min heap or max heap, right? We use for smallest or largest, which is nothing but priority queue, right? Suppose we want to find the kth smallest element. Let's see the algorithm. Okay, let's say you have numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I'll just jumble them. Let's say I put them 3 2 1 4 5 6, something like this. Now let's say I'm telling you return me the third smallest number in this array. What do I do? Okay, instead of sorting the entire array, if I sort the entire array, it will be n log n time complexity. So I'll not sort the entire array. Rather, what I'll do, I'll put them in a min heap. Okay, I have to find the third smallest element. In that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a, if I have to find the smallest, in that case, what I do, I create a max heap. It's just a priority queue. Okay, I create a max heap. So I put 6 in the max heap first. Okay, I put 6 in the max heap. Next I see 3. So what I do, I put 3 in the max heap. Right now I have to put 3 elements, right? Then only I'll get third smallest. Okay, next I will see 2. I will put 2 in the max heap. Okay, max heap means always the topmost element will be greater than the below elements. Okay, now let's go to the next element, 4. Now in this case, see, we have to find the third smallest element, right? We have to find the third smallest element. So now we have 3 elements already. Till now we have seen the 3 small elements which are 3, 2 and 6. Now once we see 4, if 4 is there, right, in the array, 4 will be smaller than 6. That means we can remove 6 if the array is consisting of 6, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and 4 is there in the array. That means 6 will not be the answer because 6 is greater than 4, right? If I need 3 smallest element, 3 to 4 will be the 3 small elements, right? 6 will be a large element because 6 is larger, right? So I need to find the third smallest element. In that case, what I do, I compare with the topmost value. 6 is the topmost value. Now 6 is greater than 4. So what I do, I heapify it, right? I make the heap again. I remove the topmost element. When I remove the topmost element, I am just left with elements 3 and 2. Okay, I am just left with elements 3 and 2. The heap will rearrange like this. Okay, heap will rearrange and it will become like this. Now I see 4. Okay, I can insert 4 now. When I insert 4, what will happen? If I insert 4, 4 will, let's say, come here, and let's say 3 will come here. Okay, so this will become my heap. Now I have 3 small elements. Now let's go for the 1. Now in this case again 4 is greater than 1, right? So in this case what I do, again I delete the topmost element. Okay, I delete the topmost element. So now my heap will rearrange. I just have 3 and 2. Now what I can do, I can put 1 in this structure. Okay, now I have got the smallest element, 3 to 1. Okay, so I have got the 3 smallest elements that I need, which is 3 to 1. Now I see 5. Now 5 is bigger, right? Anyway 5 is bigger. We can just ignore and move forward. We need the smallest elements. Now in this, the third smallest element will be the topmost element. Okay, so this will be the answer. Now this will optimize. Instead of actually sorting the entire thing, we can get an optimization here. Okay, what will be the time complexity of this? See, we are always if we have n elements, right? If we have n elements, we are not sorting. If we sort the entire, the time complexity will be n log n. We want to improve the time complexity, right? So instead of sorting, what we are doing, we are definitely iterating over once, but at each step, right, what we are doing, the operations will be maximum of log k, right? See, there will be log k operations for heap, for rearranging the priority queue, right? For rearranging the priority queue, or for inserting, or for deleting, right? It will be log k, and then we have n elements. So from n log n elements, the time complexity will become equal, will reduce to n log k. Okay, this is somewhat better. This is an optimization, but in this case, what will happen? Let's apply this algorithm. Even this algorithm will fail. We need to come up with a better algorithm, but let's do one thing. Let us at least apply this little bit better algorithm. Okay, so let me show you the code of that. So we are declaring a priority queue. By default in C++, it is a max heap. Okay, priority queue is a max heap. So we take a vector. What I did, I stored the elements. Okay, so we are just doing a sort of brute force with just this additional feature where we are using a priority queue. So I stored the elements, right? Elements are just going to be I cross j in the multiplication table. Okay, elements are just I cross j. This is our multiplication table, right? So what are the elements? 3 to, for example, 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9. We are storing the multiplication table from 1 to 8, right, up to the third value. So we just have I and j, where I ranges from 1 to m. Okay, for example, I ranges from 1 to 8, and we have j ranges from 1 to 3. Okay, so we have j. So we are just multiplying all the elements. We have got all the elements. Okay, then I am using the max heap. So if the size is less than k, I can just push the elements. Else I will compare with the top value. If my top value is greater, right, that means my smaller element is v of I. I will put the smaller element and remove the top value, and then finally the topmost value will be the answer. Okay, so this is what I am going to do. Now I will do one thing. I will submit the solution and show you that the time limit is going to get exceeded. So we need a better algorithm. Okay, so we have got time limit exceeded, right? For this big case, it is failing. Okay, so in this case, what we are going to do, we will have to optimize this. Now let us think of optimization when our algorithms are failing. Okay, how do we optimize this? See, we can observe one thing. What is the one thing that we can observe? That, see, okay, let's take an example to observe. Let's say I am telling you, find me the 10th smallest element. Find me the 10th smallest element. Okay, so let me try to first of all uh, observe that the elements are all within the range 1 to 24. They will definitely be within this range. We know a space where they will be. Smallest element is going to be 1, biggest element is going to be 24. Okay, because the largest value will definitely be the highest multiplicative value. 8 into 3, 24. So the elements are going to range from 1 till 24. Okay, so the 10th smallest element, let's say k is equal to 10, I want to find the 10th smallest element. It will definitely lie within 1 to 24. Okay, now where will it lie? We don't know. Okay, let's say I take a mid value and try to see if that is satisfying our conditions. What is the mid value of this? 1 plus 24 by 2. What is 25 by 2? It is nothing but 12, right? So the middle value of this will be 12. Let me try to see if 12 is satisfying. Okay, so I will consider the value 12. So my current value is equal to 12. Let me check for 12. Okay, how do I check where 12 is lying? Okay, how do I check which position is 12? If I sort the elements, right? If I had made the entire array 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 will not be there. It will be 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, 5 will also be there. Sorry, 5 will also be there. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, blah blah blah. If I had made the entire array, right, and tried to find the position of 12, can I somehow find where will 12 lie in this array, right? Where will 12 lie? Which position will 12 lie? Because if 12 is lying on the 10th position, that means my answer is 12, because my k is 10, right? K is 10 means I need to find where is the 10th element, right? Where is the 10th element? Which is the 10th smallest element, right? Which is the 10th smallest element, right? So, for example, here k is equal to 5. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth smallest element is 3, right? Fifth smallest element is 3, because 3 is lying on the fifth position when you sort the entire array. So, similarly, if I want to find the 10th smallest element, right, I need to find the position of 12. Let's see if I can find the position of 12. Okay, let me try to see if I can find how many elements are smaller than 12. Okay, if there are exactly, let's say, 9 elements smaller than 12, that means my 10th element is 12 and 12 is my answer. Okay, so this is the logic. Let's see how many elements are smaller than 12. So in the first row, let me just take first row. How many elements are smaller than 12? How can I find that? Okay, so in this case, all elements are smaller than 12. Can I find it easily? How can I find? See, if 12 were to be present in this table, right? If 12 were to be present, at which position it will be? It will be 12 divided by 1. It will be at the 12th position, right? It will be somewhere here. 12 will be here. But in this case, the table is ending at 3. Okay, so what I will do? See, if my 12 were to be present in the array, it will be present in the place 12 divided by 1. It will be at the 12th position. But my table is ending at n equal to 3. So 3. There are 3 numbers in the table that are smaller than 12. Okay. So as of now, in the first row, there are 3 numbers that are smaller than 12. Okay. Let us go to the next row. In the next row, if 12 were to be present, at which position it will be present? It will be present at 12 divided by 2, right? It will be present at the 6th position. If I extend it, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? It will be present at the 6th position. This is the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it will be present at 12 by 2, which is the 6th position. But the table is having only 3 elements, so minimum of these two values is 3. So in the second row, there are 3 elements smaller than 12. There are 3 elements less than 12. Okay, let's go to the next table. Next table, if 12 were to be present, where it will be? 12 divided by 3, right? It will be present at the 4th position. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, but I have only 3 elements, so only 3 elements are less than 12. Let's go to the next table. If 12 is to be present, where it will be present? It will be present in the third value. It is present in the third value, right? So 3 elements are less than or equal to 12. Okay, let's go to the next table. 12 by 5. Okay, minimum of 12 by 5 comma 5. 12 by 5 is 2, right? 2. There are 2 elements. Okay, you can see that there are only 2 elements which are going to be less than or equal to 12. Okay, there are only 2 elements which are going to be less than equal to 12. Only 5 and 10 are less than equal to 12. Okay, similarly we can fill for the remaining table. There are 2 elements less than equal to 12. In the next case, only 1 element is less than equal to 12. In the next case also, only 1 element. So how many elements are totally less than or equal to 12? 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 3 9, 9 plus 3 12, 12 plus 2 14, 14 plus 2 16, 16 plus 1 17, 17 plus 1 18. Now in this case we have 18, right? 18. Now our current element is 12. Okay, and we have to find the 10th smallest element. There are 18 elements less than equal to 12. Okay, there are, that means if I build the entire array by listing down all the elements, right? 1 2 3 3 4 5 and so on. Okay, I will have to list down 17 elements, right? And at the 18th position 12 will be present. But what do I want to find? I want to find which element is present at the 10th position. Can it be 12? It can be 12. 12 can occur multiple times, right? For example, 12 is occurring here, 12 is occurring here. It can still be 12. But what can it not be? It cannot be any number greater than 12, because if I have to find the 10th position, 12 itself is occurring on the 18th position, right? 12 is at the 18th position. That means it can still be 12, because 12 can come before. But no element greater than 12 can be the answer. Okay, so all the elements ranging from 13 till 24, all these elements can be abolished, right? This is what our binary search algorithm is doing. first we knew elements from 1 to 24 were the answer, right? But now we know 12 is itself at the 18th position and we want to find the element at the 10th position. So it has to be somewhere from 1 to 12. It can never be any element greater than 12. Okay. So in this case, the answer is going to be less than or equal to 12. Okay. So in this case, the answer is going to be less than equal to 12. So what we will do, we have our search space reduced. So now the low value is 1, high value is 12. Okay, what is the mid value? Mid value is equal to 6. Okay, mid value is equal to 6. So now let us find for the number 6. Okay, if the number 6 is satisfying our answer. So how do we find for number 6? Let's just quickly follow the algorithm and then we'll go forward to the code. So number 6, let's find the elements less than or equal to number 6. How many elements are less than equal to number 6? Okay, so in this case, if 6 were to occur, it will occur at the 6th position. But there are only 3 elements. So 3 elements are less than equal to 6. In the next row, 3 elements are less than equal to 6. Next row, 2 elements. Next row, 1. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1. So no, in this case, actually, it is going to be, after this, it's going to be 0. There are no elements less than equal to 6, right? First element is itself 7. So what is the answer? 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 1, 9, 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. 11 elements are less than equal to 6. Okay, 11 elements are having the value less than equal to 6. Okay, that means this, okay, that means that this can still be our answer because we need to find the 10th element. Okay, 10th element can also be 6. Okay, because in fact this is our answer because 6 is occurring multiple times, right? So 11th element is 6. Okay, we know for sure 11th element is 6 and we know that even 6 is occurring multiple times. So in this case, this will be our answer. So this is the binary search algorithm. Okay, so we will use the binary search
Let
algorithm.
me tell you about this amazing offer from Udemy. Right now, they're having one of their biggest sales of the year.
So let me just quickly go to that algorithm. Let us see this algorithm and let me just remove this earlier algorithm which was giving time limit exceeded. So let us see the algorithm. So initially our search space is from 1 to m cross n. Okay. Now this is our simple binary search, right? What is our simple binary search? We have the low, we have the high value. Our answer is going to range within the low and high value definitely. Okay. Now we'll go to the mid value. Mid is low plus high by 2. Okay, we do this always in the binary search. Now we are finding out how many elements are less than the given value. Okay, so I'm passing the mid value. That's a less than the given value function. I'm finding out how many elements are there in the multiplication table which are less than or equal to the given value. Okay, so this is what the logic we were doing for each I value, right? For each I value in this, like for example, for each I from 1 till 8, right? We were trying to find out how many elements are less than, for example, in the case for 6, right? What we did, we we try to find out if 6 were to be present in the first row, what will be its position? Its position will be 6. That will be given by 6 by 1 or 6 by I for the generalized case. But it will get limited by n because you have at max n elements, right? So you have to take the minimum of this value and you have to do this thing for all the rows because you want to find out in the whole multiplication table how many values are less than equal to 6, and in that case you can return the sum, right? So I'm finding how many elements are less than the given element. Okay, if that value is less than k, right? For example, there are, okay, let's say we take a case. Let's take an example to try to understand this better. Let's say that my value is, let's say 3. I am looking for the number 3. How many elements are less than equal to 3, right? That will give me the position of 3 in the table, right? That will give me this answer. Okay, so that will give me the 4th position. Let's see that. Okay, so in the first row how many elements are less than equal to 3? In the next row how many elements? 1, right? In the next row how many elements? 1. In the remaining row, 0. Okay, so 3 plus 1 plus 1, right? What is that answer? That answer is 5. Okay, so 2 has come 2 times. I've forgotten to write. So the position of 3 will be 5th. Okay, so 5th position. Let's say we are looking for the 10th element. Can 3 be the answer? 3 can never be the answer, right? If we are looking for the 10th position, 3 is at the 5th position, we know for sure. If at all, 3 can be at the 4th position or the 3rd position, but it can never be at greater than 5th position because the next element will be greater than that. So in the case we find out that 3 is at the 5th position and we are looking for the 10th position, right? We can go to our search space and we can make our search spaces greater than 3 and less than the high value, right? So that is what we are doing. If, for example, the value that we find is 5, right? And 5 is less than the, we are looking for the element which is at the 10th position, right? So 5 is less than 10, then we can move our low and we can make it mid plus 1. Otherwise, we can make the high to be equal to mid minus 1. Okay, this is a binary search simple algorithm. And in this case, we can return our final answer, which is low. Now, let me submit this and see that whether it's getting accepted or not. So this is getting accepted. That's it. Thank you for being patient and listen.